Getting fit for a pair of ski boots is more than just having the length and width of your feet measured. We need some more information, some more data points in order to get you in a pair of boots that's going to serve you well out on the hill. The first thing I want to know as a boot fitter is need to know more about you and your skiing. I need to understand your history. What has been some issues for you in ski boots in the past? What injuries do you maybe have? Surgeries? Any issues with feet, your body in general? How active are you? Where do you spend your time on the hill? All of those things are super helpful. And then where do you want to take your skiing? What are some priorities? What are some goals? Now, when it comes time to measuring your feet, if you really want to make sure that you're having a good boot fit, you're going to need to take not just those shoes off, obviously. We're going to need to take your socks off too. Now, the reason we're taking socks off isn't necessarily for a more, precise measurement of your feet, but when you take your socks off, we can see parts of your feet that may be bothering you, along a bunion or right here, ankle bone. There's parts that are red that look like they've been maybe more fatigued, or just a part of your foot that it just juts out more and could potentially be an issue for you in ski boots. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to touch your feet. We're going to have to squeeze those things to understand how rigid or soft they are in certain parts. Generally speaking, in my experience, feet that are more rigid tend to have a lower tolerance for compression, and feet that are squishier have a higher tolerance for compression. The next thing we're going to do is we need to understand how good of dorsiflexion do you have. So we're going to have you stand up, feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to have you bend your knees forward and see how far you can bend your knees forward without your heel lifting off the ground. The other thing that we're going to be looking at when you're doing that motion is just how your feet are moving. Are you pronating? Are you supinating? What's happening? Now, the next measurement we're going to do is the instep measurement, and we're just doing that with a seamstress tape. And we're taking it from one side of the heel all the way around here, and we're seeing what that measurement is. Now, what this measurement tells us is if the length of your foot equals this measurement I just did, your ankle or instep is proportionate. And this is helping us understand the volume ski boot you're supposed to be in. All right, so now we're going to measure the length and width on your feet. And how we do that here at the Ski Monster is with a scanner. So we're gonna have you place your feet on the green, feet even, hit the scan button, and now we got the length and width of my feet. If we look at my scan here, we can see that I'm 6 millimeters longer in my left, and I'm also 1 millimeter wider in my left foot. Now the instep measurement for me is 26 centimeters in both feet. I have a lower volume foot because the instep measurement is less than the length of my foot. Now, one thing that's really nice about having these scanners, and this is winter number 3 we're going on using these, is this scan lives here during the entire boot fitting process. So we can constantly refer back to these depending on what the customer is feeling in the boots. Not only can I reference back to it, they can look at it too and understand, oh, that makes sense why this is maybe feeling looser here or tighter here. Now, all of these measurements and conversation are all data points that we as boot fitters need in order to get you in a great fitting pair of boots. So the more data points you can give that boot fitter, the happier you're going to be on the hill.